welcome back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I am excited for today's video because today we are tapping into what does your current romantic interest or your future person like about you? How do they see you? That kind of thing. So per usual, my Etsy is always linked in the description below. If you'd like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But other than that, we're just going to jump right in. Okay, pause the video if you need more time with the piles. But we have group 1 with the green zebra stone. Group 2 with the sunstone. Group 3 with the bloodstone. And group 4 with the sodalite crystal point. So like I said, pause the video if you need, take as much time as you need, but we're just gonna get started. Alright, if you chose group 1 with the green zebra stone, this is your reading using the Gilded Tarot Royale for you guys today to see what your current romantic person, specific person, crush, whoever this is to you, what they think about you, how they see you, your future person, how they will see you. Apply it to whoever you want, set that intention, and we're gonna get into it, Spirit. This is for group 1 with the green zebra stone. Show me what their current romantic interest or future person likes about them. How do they see them? Okay. The energy for you guys is very quick and fast and certain is the best way to describe it. It feels very certain. It feels like this person is very sure of how they see you, very sure that they're into you. Something about you, I'm hearing, like resonates with them, like they understand you very well, or they feel like they do. Wow, we got Pluto. So how do they see you? Well, Pluto is the beginning and ending planet, the planet of beginning and endings. So this person sees you as someone who's constantly recreating yourself, or has recreated yourself or lived multiple lives in the same one lifetime. We also got the Libra card here. I'm feeling like karma, justice, and balance with this energy, especially with the Pluto planet coming through. Libra actually is ruled by Venus, so Libra can be very romantic, but also there's this inexplicable fairness where it's like, regardless of what I like, if this isn't a fair situation, or if I'm not treated well one way, some way, somehow, sooner or later, I will not engage. So they kind of see you as someone who's romantic but fair with your romance. If it's not appropriate, you're not the type to feed into it. You seem to be kind of really on top of yourself, mature, and on top of your feelings. There's like an energy here, if you guys are having a serious conversation and they try to like get the subject changed to something like that has nothing to do with what you're talking about, or make a joke of it, you don't feed into that. And you also don't jump to make people feel better. And I feel like that's a part of one of your evolutions. Tapping into your energy, like I said, it feels like you guys have lived multiple lives. And in one of them, I really do feel that you guys have learned to be uncomfortable. Not to break the ice if it's going to keep you away from your end goal. We have Aries here, and the thing about Aries is Aries really can't be controlled. Aries is the baby of the zodiac, you know, the first one to do this thing. So Aries have to have a strong sense of self, because they are the first to step into the 3D complex, the 3D reality. They have to be sure of themselves. So they can be hard to control, but definitely have a strong sense of self, passionate and excited, but also don't mess with me, because Aries is not like the mascot. Aries is like, I'm here to have a good time, but I'm not going to be a clown so that you guys can enjoy your time. So you guys seem to, you have this strong intensity, this quiet intensity about you that can actually be quite intimidating. I would not be surprised if this person was intimidated by you. And we have the Sun card here, which is masculine energy. So something about your creative process, you always have the ability to like do things normally people can't do. And what I'm hearing is on time. You somehow, some way make it on time when you don't have very much time. When it comes to your end goals, you really have the ability to take things from the unconscious, the subconscious, and to make it a reality. So this person has a hard time relating to you sometimes because you can really see things that a lot of people can't. They can't take it from the unconscious and make it a real thing in their lives. Like, could I use as an example? Say you don't want to work a 9 to 5. Let's just keep it simple. You want to have your own business. A lot of people may say, you know what, I'm just gonna, work where I'm getting consistent pay. I don't want to be responsible for the books and the income and the influx and the up and down. It's just too much. You are someone who could say, it's like once you feel it, you have to do it as well. Something about your energy is like, you can't unknow it type of thing. And they pick up on this, like once you see something in them, you can't unsee it, and you do react accordingly. And that kind of scares this person or makes them a little intimidated sometimes because it's like, oh my God, I'm walking on eggshells a little bit. Like they kind of feel like they can't mess up with you because you're so strong in your energy. How do they see them, Spirit? What do they like about them? We have the visionary and the guide, which is so interesting because again, the visionary, the person who can see it, you can take something from the subconscious or the divine spirit, and you can visualize it and actualize it. And they find you so cool. They wonder how you do it. The guide represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself, the visionary capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So you will share what you think and what you feel. I'm getting like a That's So Raven vibe where it's like you guys may have physical visions, or depending on your gifts, you could have a feeling or you could smell something. And if you're really tapped into your gifts and you're used to connecting with them, then you trust that at that point. So like what that smell is representing or what that means, or you really do follow your gut, or you may have visions. It really just kind of depends on your gifts. But they see this. I'm picking up on someone who feels intimidated by their person. And this is one of you, but they feel like you can literally see them when you're not there. They kind of always get this feeling that they're being watched by you energetically or just in general. You may spend a lot of time on their social media, and if you are, let's pull back a little bit because baby, they're feeling it, okay? But there's an energy of them always kind of trying to be on their best behavior because they feel like you can see them, or you will sense like the moment they mess up, whether that's them looking at someone else, talking to someone else romantically, or betraying you in any way. This could apply to friends too, but this is a love reading, so we're not talking about friends, but it could, So anyways, we have the healer and the seeker. People see you as someone they can get a lot of benefit from. Your new partner is going to see you as a healer, someone that just heals them and kind of makes it all better. You guys may attract orphans. Oh my God, not the saddest song in history. I just started hearing, I want a mom that'll last forever. Listen, I will break down and cry right now. Like, Nickelodeon had no business making that so sad. It's from the Rugrats movie. I think it's like, maybe it's Rugrats Go to Paris. I feel like it's that one. But anyways, it's when Chucky's singing about you. Listen, we don't need to get into it. It's too sad anyways, but yeah, your future partner is feeling, you may attract people who need a lot of healing, or people who are orphans, people estranged from their parents, or who haven't had present parental figures, specifically mothers, but sometimes fathers as well. The healer, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. So this could come from cooking or helping your friends with meal plans. This could, in a physical way, this could be mentally, like allowing people the space to talk through things. And spiritually, you may give your friends crystal healings, frequencies and sounds that will help them. that kind of thing. A lot of people want you. I feel like that's why, or are attracted to you. I feel like that's why friends keeps coming up, because there's kind of like this energy where you have this impact on everyone, and that kind of makes that kind of adds to the jealousy for those of you who are with someone who you'll experience this. It's like an energy of them feeling like, everybody gets that. I don't want to mess up, but also I wish it was all mine. And with you, I don't feel like you're the kind of person you can pigeonhole and say, only I get the love, the healing, the friendship. You know, you're the type of person that has learned through experience to maintain healthy relationships as well. These beginning and endings are likely lessons that cause this transformation. So you're so emotionally mature and have a strong sense of self, and you know what's right is right with this Libra card. There's just no, and the Sun card, so the action and masculine energy behind it to maintain it, like people just can't get over on you in that way. The Seeker, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. You may be very symbolic. You may speak like in parables sometimes a little bit, or like Yoda speak, where it's like you talk in symbols, and like there's a deeper meaning you got to kind of read between the lines. You seem like someone who's on your own spiritual journey. And then we have the Teacher and the Gambler. Your new romantic partner is really going to love this Gambler energy. Willingness to follow your intuition even when others doubt you. You always have this ability to take a risk on people even when other people count them out. You just don't look at it that way. You don't lose faith in people like based off of their situation. And then the Teacher, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. I was a teacher in one of my past relationships, and towards the end, they really started to kind of hate me for it. So you may have experienced trouble being the teacher in relationships in the past as well. It's a tough position. What does their current romantic interest like about them, Spirit? How do they see them? Holy we got the Sun card from the tarot deck as well. We got the Sun from 2 different decks. You guys have a lot of creative power or a lot of masculine energy. You really do seem mature or to have everything together. And some people, it's like love it or hate it type of thing, honestly. Because I keep feeling that. It's like you either love it or hate it. People either love you or, you know, like try to get in your way. This could be in the workplace. This could be in romantic situations. Your partners could oddly get jealous of you because of your ability to heal and get over something faster than they do, or your ability to win like every argument because you're more emotionally intelligent, or your ability to detach. You don't feel like you need anyone. And that's the crazy part, that we got the Justice card in reverse when we had Libra with the scales that came out. Because this lets me know that you do play favorites sometimes. Some people can get more of this and some people don't get any of it. It just depends on what you want. Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Wands in reverse is giving me an infinity sign is what I'm seeing. There's like you have this inexhaustible bank of energy where it's like if you overinvest, you don't live with fear or regret because you're you know, like Pluto, Aries, Sun energy. You have the ability to accomplish anything. You can always recreate yourself, and you have a strong sense of self, a strong sense of belief. You know it will be okay, or whoever, whatever will be replaced, or anything can be fixed or undone. So you really do live like fearlessly in a very authentic way. And you can be shy and still fearless. We're talking about the people who you're giving yourself to, so that doesn't mean that this is how everyone in the world will see you, because the relationship you have with a romantic partner is just different than the world. They get a lot more. Okay. This is an interesting mix. So we have the Empress in reverse, so you don't always see yourself this way, but we also have the King of Cups in reverse, so you also see other humans or potential romantic partners as just that, other humans. a potential romantic partner. And this is that detachment I was picking up on in the beginning, because it's like, yes, I do want union, but I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And I also don't feel that way for anyone. So it's kind of like this interesting, I don't know, that's kind of interesting. That's different. I actually watched it's like the YouTube channel is called like After School with a K for school. And I watched a video the other day, and it was talking about the power and being nothing or something like that. That wasn't exactly the title, but it was basically a video about how you can become so much more of a powerful person by putting zero importance on yourself, not taking yourself, you know, like so seriously, and also not feeling like you have to be someone. You know, if you don't feel like you have to be, you can just be because you're surrendering, kind of thing. And that's the energy that I get here with you guys. That's a really cool duality that I haven't really seen before, where it's like Empress in reverse. I don't think that I'm a goddess. I don't think that I'm a god. I don't feel like I'm the best person or thing to ever walk into someone's life. I understand that there are other people out there that are good people that someone can benefit from. I don't feel like I'm, you know, God, but also I don't put anyone else on a pedestal. Like, we're all equal. Yes, I want partnership, but if it happens, it happens, and it's a very natural kind of thing. It's not something that you obsess over or romanticize. You guys come across as quite detached. And also, this is a reading for how they see you. I wish I would have stated that in the intro, because not everything here is who you are. This is how they see you. This is how they perceive you. So anywho, let's keep going. Seven of Cups in reverse. You seem to hold yourself back. You seem like you don't go on very many dates, and it's not because you don't have options. It's because Ace of Pentacles, you're building your own wealth, building yourself up. You need a lot of time alone. You come across as a bit of a hermit, someone who needs to recharge consistently, and you don't compromise that. Seven of Cups in reverse. It's like money, wealth, stability, true love, harmony over love if it's not feeling exactly the same way. You really do put yourself first. And wow, this is just so interesting and different. Spirit, what else can you tell me about how they see them? Yeah, we have the Freedom card. I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. So you do not come across as someone who puts all of your eggs in one basket or puts all of your happiness in another person. You really do seem like an individual. You guys may be an only child, or you may be estranged from family, because it seems like you literally live life for you, unaffected by like other people and their lives. We have the Fear card, and we have the Pluto energy. So you guys may have started like in a family that was like super, super close, but also you had to be in the same religion or agree or live the same type of life to get their resources, their love, their connection. So you may have abandoned that so you can go on your own journey. You really live with no fear. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, is what it says with at the bottom of the Fear card. And whenever you try something or do something, it feels liberating. Even if it's something that's scary, you don't allow the fear to control you. You feel maybe even liberated or like excited when you're in a life or death situation. Like you may feel like excited, like a whole ninja. Like if I gotta punch somebody out right now and turn into what's baby's name with the black and the yellow, Kill Bill. What's her actual name though? Anyways, it doesn't matter. But anyways, you guys are willing to turn up. Like whoever you need to morph into, you do. We have the Death card. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. A lot of that Pluto energy coming up in your spread. I love the Pluto and Aries juxtaposition, because when the endings happen, you have all the tools to start over again. So endings really are just new beginnings for you. And the more life you live, it'll be more and more exciting for you as you go on. Because once you have experience this quite a few times, it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel like, ugh, I wonder what this new life is gonna bring me. Like, it's gonna feel like surrender is gonna feel like, you know, ecstasy, really good. Self-esteem, I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So they see you as someone that is really special to connect with. Someone like you really does only come around like every once in a lifetime. Not everyone gets to experience someone like this. And I just get such a beautiful, interesting like angle or frequency from you guys in the collective. It's like, you know, I consider like this existence to be like a puzzle piece, or the collective to be like a puzzle. And if everyone can just play their puzzle piece, we can actually have wholeness. And one thing about you, it's you versus you. It's you against you. And that's it. You could only ever be in competition with you. Like, you play your role. You know who you are, and it's so powerful. We have the electric eel spirit. It says, bring your ideas to life. So spirit is saying, if you're early on this journey, or you're not feeling like this, or you have before, but you haven't since a certain situation, maybe you got caught up on one of your lives that, you know, or one of your lives, like one of your experiences that caused you to kind of step into a new life. If you got caught up on one of those, or if you just haven't been feeling like yourself, bring your ideas to life, and that will cause a snowball effect that can really catapult you further into this new life, so you can see it, feel it, and keep growing, keep going. And then we got the peacock spirit. Let it shine. Not everybody can take you. That's the truth. Not everybody can take you. Your energy is very intense. Your energy is very unique. It's not a go with the crowd, fit in with the crowd type of energy. So many people will be confused by it, intimidated by it, just not understand it, irritated by it. Don't take that as yours. I don't feel that you do. Anyways, but that is what I got for you guys. That is how they see you, how they're going to see you if you tapped in for your future person today. My Etsy is below if you'd like a private tarot reading, and that is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 2 with the Sunstone Crystal Point, this is your reading. We're using the Wheel of the Year Tarot for you guys today to see whether this is your current romantic interest, a specific person, your crush, your future person, what they like about you, and how they see you. Spirit, this is for group 2 with the Sunstone Crystal Point. How do they see them? Show me how they see them for group 2. Ooh. We got a higher level being here. We got Mercury, the planet of the day today, but also the planet of the gods, communication to higher realms. Let's see. How do they see them, Spirit? So you appear to be a very spiritual person. Whether it's that you're tapped into your own spirit, or you actually have a process or a practice where you connect with higher level beings, whether that's Spirit, God, the divine, or you work with different deities, they can feel that. They see you as someone who has a connection to some sort of higher realm. You guys may astral travel or spend a lot of time in the 5D, and someone would have to, well, I don't feel like they would have to. Oh my God, we got a lot of powerful planets that came up for you. I feel like they would have to understand that at least, or experience it themselves to really be able to connect with you. We have Mercury, we have Pluto, we have Saturn, and then we got Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. Libras can be very romantic, but also they're all about justice and fairness and the principle. So a lot of Libras can be unassuming, but they have quite a like fire type of energy to them. We have Saturn, the planet of karma, Father Time, the planet of lessons. Oof, you can be someone's nightmare, you can be someone's dream. We got Pluto, the planet of beginning and ending. So one thing about you, when it's time to go, you're gonna go. You may be the kind of person, slap your hands on your knees, welp, time to go. It was good while it lasted. See y'all later type of thing. Like, you don't overstay your welcome in a relationship, in a job, at someone's house. Like, I also get an energy that you guys really know, like you know, how can I describe this? It's interesting because it reminds me of like a personal example of when I was in a relationship with someone who didn't deserve me, but I felt bad when I left them because I allowed them to feel entitled to me, you know? So I was learning through that experience, but they just had to kind of experience it, and they went from having me all the time to not having me at all. And I felt bad about that. And I feel like you guys may have experienced something similar. It's like you were working for a company. It's crazy because with you guys, I feel like it's very cut and dry. It can be very quick how you will cut people off, but you don't really give warnings. There's like an energy like if a company overworks you, then you'll go and find a new job and you'll leave that job. You may not give them a notice, or you don't feel bad for them, try to work with them, allow them to guilt you into staying or paying you less. It's just like, if they're not paying me what I feel like I deserve, then I leave. It's natural consequence type of energy. It's not a punishment, but it's just a natural consequence, and it really kind of shocks people when you tap into that. So they see you as someone who is all about the principle, someone who will, if I tell you a boundary and you cross that boundary, even though we could still be together, I'm going to choose not to because of the principle. To give you an example. And that's how they see you. They're a little bit like, you know, kind of scared of that, which I was getting a little bit of that energy with group 1 as well, but in a different way than you guys. Let's see. We have the Artist and the Shapeshifter. Yeah, and you know what? This Shapeshifter energy is what kind of shocks people in general about you. But of course, this romantic partner sees more of you, so they're seeing more of this. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness. The ability to see potential in everything. I feel like you guys will be friends with anyone. You'll take on any role. You're kind of like brave in that way where you believe in yourself and you're not afraid to do something uncomfortable. You don't underestimate yourself. Things don't have to be all the way perfect or together for you to, you know, you got finesse. We have the Artist expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. So you always have a different perspective, and it really kind of shocks people. Like, people are really shocked and impacted by your words, by your advice, by your perspective, and it really does unlock a different way that they can see things, in a way that sometimes they thought they wanted but they didn't, or were not ready for. Like this person, you're going to show them, or if this is someone, you know, a specific person, a crush already in your life, you have something going on already, they're going to be shocked at how you show them who they are. A lot of people feel like they don't have very much work to do, or they genuinely feel like they're perfect, they don't have anything that they would change. Oh my God, we got the Visionary and the Teacher. Group 1 got this as well. So you may have been called to look at Group 1 too. Look at Group 1 as well, I mean. Dang it, I said that right in the middle of the thought and now I forgot the thought. Hopefully you can put it together. But we have the Visionary. This one says the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So you'll help people, and you can see like that's $1 million idea, but it's not something that I'm going to pursue, so I don't need to gatekeep. I can share this with this person because I am the person with the ideas. Like, I am able to pull another one if I need one, or one that resonates more with me that I can do, and it feels like, you know, for me. So definitely a really good friend to have you in their life. We have the teacher, ability to communicate, knowledge, experience, skill, and wisdom is what it says. So this person feels like you're very emotionally mature, very capable, and like you have a sixth sense. Like you really do. You may have always been lucky winning, like I heard different library raffles, or things just always seem to naturally work out in your favor. Whenever you wanted some adventure, something would just naturally come in. It's never been something you really had to fight for in terms of inspiration. Unless you try to make a career out of your inspiration, you won't hit a wall. When you make a career, it kind of adds an uncomfortable level of like, because you have to now, like whether you're a content creator or you're making a product, you can't just allow yourself to be completely free. So it's just a bit different. So if you try to do your art as a career, then you may struggle, but otherwise it's like, I am the well of ideas. I can share this. I don't feel the need to keep this in. Definitely someone people want to have in their corner. So we got the destroyer and the victim, the destroyer, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. That is Pluto energy 1000%, and also Saturn energy, because it's like Saturn causes the lesson that then causes the Pluto transformation. And we have the victim. It says prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So you don't really feel bad for people. Again, natural consequence, like job doesn't pay you what they should, or they're always calling you when you told them, you know, like it's just, it's, you guys are probably big on like, it's just common sense. If we disagree on common sense, then we still don't need to be trying to have, you know, some sort of like creation together, a work situation, a relationship, if we disagree on common sense. But it's just kind of natural consequence. Spirit, how do they see them? What do they like about them? They love that you seem to be connected to this higher realm. You have this perspective and these ideas that you really can't get anywhere else. Like I said, you're someone that people really want to have in their corner, because it's like, not only do you not fear like the death process and transforming into a new life, but there's just this energy with you, like where you kind of believe in yourself to the highest degree. Like, you know that anything is possible. Which is very interesting, because in the Three of Pentacles in this deck, you have someone kind of painting what looks like kind of like a demigod type of situation, or it reminds me of Venus. He's painting a mural of this girl, and she has like the gold headdress and the gold arm wrap, so it represents that she's at least royalty or someone special. And the Three of Pentacles always represents a higher connection to the divine, so they see you as this higher level being. You know, it's like that's how they perceive you, as an idea almost. Oh shit, I'm not even gonna go there. But that may be a problem for some of you, that you've experienced your partners. They only ever see you as an idea, not someone that they actively connect with. They connect with and perceive the idea and enjoy the show that you are. But do they really feel you? Probably not. But also, let's be fair, you probably don't let them. Like I said, I'm not even gonna go there. We got the Eight of Wands and the Three of Swords. So you seem to be spontaneous. They love that. Three of Swords, someone who's willing to acknowledge your darkness or your shadow or your sadness. You don't feel like life is perfect or you're perfect or that it has to be. You're not gonna love and light your problems down to the ground. You're gonna face them and you're gonna stand 10 toes. And you're gonna keep going with your life. Like, it seems like nothing can slow you down. Nothing can stop you. This person is so inspired by you. We got the Princess of Pentacles, so you seem to have a lot of potential. And then the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. Because I was hearing, you don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. I'm not gonna, you know, I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, the song is catchy, but I never liked it. It never sat well with my spirit, because I'm like, why do people feel the need to admire someone's beauty only if they don't know that they're beautiful? It always just kind of bugged me. But with this, your reality is not based in your beauty or what you bring to the table. You're very much so immersed fully in the experience. When you are, you don't have to appear to be. And you know that. I saw a tweet not too long ago and somebody was like, I'm so glad Rihanna never used her green eyes as a personality trait. And it just, I knew exactly what they meant. It just clicked to me because I was like, you know what, you're right. Like that's like the first thing that everybody else notices about her, but she never, you know, what people love about her is she seems to be so genuine and authentic, and she doesn't look at herself like a star. She looks at herself like a girl who's, you know, run into some money and works hard and is living in her purpose and doing the fashion thing which she loves, and of course she's reaping rewards and she's having fun, but it's not like I'm this like icon. It's just like she is iconic, you know what I mean? So it's just interesting. That's how I get this energy with you guys. You may like Rihanna or really relate to her energy, or Isis as well, I'm hearing. Isis in Egyptian mythology. So we got the Prince of Chalices in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse. You know, honestly, that's almost like an energy of you guys being more pessimistic. I feel like you guys are really realistic. You don't practice in escapism very much. Like, you don't need to. You're so naturally creative that if you want to create something cool, you can, but you don't need to escape because your life is also good. You do enjoy your life. We have the Magician in reverse and the Judgment card in reverse. You guys really don't see any fear. And also there's this energy of you having the ability to create something whatever you want to, but you don't always choose to. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you don't need to prove anything. But Judgment in reverse is kind of like whatever happens, happens. If it's time for this to end, then I will get through it. May not like it, but I will get through it. I'm not going to run away from the ending. I will surrender to it. And that being next to the Magician in reverse is just like, listen, the power is within me. I don't need to show it. I don't need to wow people, you know. And not everyone, you know, deserves to experience my joy, my wealth, who I am. There's just like that energy here with you, a very conservative, personally conservative energy that they get. So they love that they always feel like they're chasing you. They never have you 100%. This person, they never feel like they've ever had all of you. We have the Nine of Pentacles. You're so sure of yourself and anchored in your energy. That's also Earth energy. Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Willing to put in the work, willing to be wrong, willing to grow and transform. And I feel like they go through like these periods of time where sometimes people are jealous of this, sometimes they love it. They love it when you do something and it genuinely shocks them. They may not like it when they're having a tough time tapping into this energy and it seems like you're just in flow so easily. You may find that people in general, not related to love, are jealous of you for no reason or see you in a way that's not even real, you know, and it's like, your idea of me is not my responsibility. You don't take that on, you know, you don't feel the need to over-explain or water yourself down to make people more comfortable or so that they can see you in a very humanistic kind of way. Like, you just are who you are. It is what it is. You've worked hard to be here and you don't have time to slow down and explain stuff to every Tom, D, and you know, it's just like, move out the way. If you're intimidated, then move then. There's this interesting energy, like you guys are very loving, but at the same time, you can be kind of strict, you know? You can be kind of like harsh or hard on people when it comes to common sense things. And I feel like it has something to do with how much you guys have grown and developed in this life. It's like, I'm moving. If you're lost in the sauce and you're trying to hit me with some BS matrix shit that's not going to help either of us in this situation, you're going to get bulldozed over or ignored or whatever the situation calls for, because I just don't have the time. Just because you're lost in the sauce, I'm not going to slow down and conform to your story. Move. Venus and Saturn are two totally different planets, and we got Libra ruled by Venus and Saturn. So it's like, oof, you can be very loving and, you know, nurturing, but also very like, but don't slow me down though. And that's that father-like energy. Okay, so we have forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. For whatever reason, people don't like this. Your person likes that you're forgiving and you really don't like keep tabs or hold a grudge, but other people don't like how you genuinely seem to be over things that you've experienced with them. Like when it comes to friends, if you move on with your life and you're living life after having like a friendship end, oh my God, they are salty when they see you on social media, still living your life and enjoying your life. But also, why are you on my social media? You're hurting your own feelings. You get it? Like, this is your energy. It's like, very much so, that's just common sense. You don't want to see it? Log out. Self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. People would be really grateful to have you in their lives. You can help them with their own self-esteem, help them create the life that they want for themselves, and also you apply those gifts to yourself, which is also kind of rare because not everyone follows their own advice, you know. So we have change and humor. You have this beautiful ability to constantly grow, transform, and change, literally like a butterfly, and they love that. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So even if you have to be in an uncomfortable situation, you will make it yours. You know, if you have to move into a smaller house before you can move into your dream home, you will make that house a home. You will make it beautiful. And then humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life, so you guys don't take anything too seriously. Yourself, relationships, other people, situations, you know that where there's a will, there's a way, and you will just always get through. You just have this very natural finesse. So yeah, that was your pile group 2. My Etsy is linked in the description below if you'd like a private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you guys today, and I'll talk to you soon. Alright, if you chose group 3 with the Bloodstone Crystal Point, this is your reading using the Mermaid Tarot for you guys today to see what your current romantic interest, future person, your crush, whoever you set your intention for, what do they like about you, how do they see you? So let's get into it, Spirit. This is for group 3 with the Bloodstone Crystal Point. How do they see them? How do they see them? We have water. The first time we got water energy today. Oh my goodness. We've been in a drought. Let's see. We got Pisces, we got the moon, and we have Jupiter. Okay, there we go for one more. So you guys have a feminine energy. You guys also have a very unexpected side. And we'll see how it will manifest in the reading. I don't want to make assumptions, but we do have Uranus here and Jupiter for our planets. Is the moon a planet, technically? No, it's like the moon, but what is the moon? Well, anyways, I'm not even gonna go there. That's like the stuff that keeps me up at night, for real. Like, is the moon a planet? Or is it something else? Anyways. We got Jupiter, the planet of home, the planet of expansion, and Uranus. So you make a house feel like a home. You make someone feel like their forever place. A lot of people feel like there's no place like home with you. You remind people of home. You may have like a lot of random people that come up to you like, do I know you? Did you used to go to this school? Or did you used to work here? You look familiar. There's something familiar about you, or you just feel, I feel very safe with you. People may have that experience with you exceptionally often, like strangers, people you've literally never met, never seen. They may always say this. And you're like, what the heck? I must have a doppelganger, like someone who looks exactly like me. Because why do so many people think that they've met me or seen me before? But I feel like it's energetic for the most part. Let's see what else we get for you. Water, you seem like someone who's very connected to your emotions, someone who's connected to your feminine energy for sure. We got the moon, which is the mother, the feminine energy opposing, you know, the sun. Whenever the sun goes to sleep, then the moon wakes up. So there's like an energy here of you having a very strong feminine energy, and then just a lot of water energy in general. With Pisces here, it's like you guys have so much water energy. You may have a water Venus, because this is a love reading. So if you're not like a water sign, or you don't have a water sign in your big three, I wonder if like your Venus is in a water placement, because this is so much water energy. But how do they see you? They see you as someone that they could settle down with, someone who also has an unexpected side. Uranus is the great awakener. You know, you don't really know what you're going to get from Uranus, to be honest. Uranus is one of those planets that doesn't necessarily have a theme. It's more like one of those planets that amplify the other energies around it. So like Jupiter is the planet of home expansion, Mars is the planet of war and action. Uranus is just like the great awakener. So it awakens whatever is within you and your subconscious and your unconscious. Whatever's going on in your life, it kind of amplifies or adds to that energy. So I feel like people feel very secure with you. You don't make people question their position in your life, their value, how much you care about them. People know you. You're like one of those people where it's like, I know where you stand. I know who you are. You're consistent. All right, Spirit, for group 3. What do they like about them? What does their person like about them? Ooh, we got the Midas Miser. So you got the Midas touch. They see you as someone who's genuinely capable of anything, specifically when it comes to, I heard, convincing them. So that may be something like your person may be uptight, or they may have like a super strong conservative or daddy energy, whatever. And you're like, loosen up, lighten up. It's not that serious. You have this ability to just always get your way. I just heard princess as well. This person may call you princess, or you may be like really close with male figures in your life. They may treat you like a princess, whether it's friends, romantic partners. People just kind of baby you or treat you really well. It says entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything into gold, delight, and sharing life's riches. So there's an energy like, I want all of my friends to be successful. I want everybody to win. People I know, I feel like you really go to bat for people that you love. We have the athlete and the fool. This is giving me like some sort of like love and basketball type energy, or like one of those romance movies where it's like there's a sport involved. They see you as very complimentary to them. They could be the athlete, you could be a cheerleader, type of like the archetype itself, you know. They also love your competitive nature and your willingness to do whatever for the team, like whether the team is you and them or you and your friends. Like when it comes to accomplishing something, you are the person that they want on their team. The athlete says dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. So you're someone who may have like something about you physically that's different or limiting, and you don't allow it to limit you. Or it could even be like mentally, like maybe you do have, you know, you got to go to therapy, or you do take supplements to kind of help regulate your mood and things like that, but you don't allow that to slow you down. You don't allow that to keep you from experiencing life and love and all of the things that you deserve. They love that you move beyond what holds you back. Or if you're like a minority in any way, whether it's in your city, whether it's in your job, like you just have this ability to transcend anything that most people would consider to be something that would hold you back. And then we have the Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at the absurdity and hypocrisy. So whenever someone starts to take themselves or life too seriously, you have this ability to snap people out of it, and they absolutely love that. Because tapping into your person's energy, I don't know, maybe we'll see who they are, but this isn't one of those readings. It's more about you. And I'm getting like an uptight energy. You may be like really attracted to people who are stern or strong in their energy, have a lot of daddy energy, or a lot of just like strong masculine energy. People who are like really firm in who they are and structured and disciplined. And you have this ability to take them out of that, and that's something that they don't get to do very often. A lot of people depend on your person. They may be making a lot of money in high society. Their family may really depend on them. They may send money back home if they're not from your country of origin. There's a little bit of that energy here where it's like, man, a lot of people depend on them, and you're someone who really is independent, and I feel like naturally they take care of you, but also they love that you really do, like you really are self-sufficient. All right, Spirit, tell me for group 3, their future person, current person, what do they like about them, see them, how do they see them? King of Pentacles in reverse. They see themselves as unworthy. Star in reverse. I'm lucky just to breathe your air. This is someone who honestly doesn't feel like they're naturally compatible or deserving of you. This seems like I just keep getting this energy, like stuffy, boring old man. That's how they see themselves. Like, I'm a stuffy, boring old man. I don't deserve. You may be attracted to older people in general. Like, you may have been 15 years old hanging out with the 25, 30-year-olds, like, or you may find yourself attracted to older men, older women, older people. But there's like an energy of this person feeling like you are a butterfly in the sky, and they don't even deserve to get a glance of you. Like, they're so obsessed and genuinely like mystified by you. They feel like you're so special and so unique and cool, and honestly, to a degree, they feel like no one in this world deserves you. Like, you're really too precious, you know, someone who should be hidden. Like, very lucky they feel. How do they see them? What do they like about them? We got the Lovers, the Seven of Swords. They feel like you're kind of dainty to a degree, like they could easily hurt you. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They feel like you got it. For whatever reason, I keep getting this energy of this person having to psych themselves out. They may not be conventionally attractive, and they're really struggling and learning to surrender to the fact that you're desired by a lot of people, or, you know, cooler than them, or whatever it is that makes you special. Whatever they see in you, it's like they're making an actual effort to really release that so it doesn't ruin their chances with you or the relationship. And that may be something that multiple partners have always had a hard time pushing through or getting over. Because we have the Seven of Swords and the Lovers. It's like, I feel so attracted to you. You're the best I ever had, could ever have, but also I don't feel deserving. I feel like I'm taking something from you. And that is very typical in these like age gap relationships. You know, one person usually feels insecure, like, okay, you're interested in me now, but as you grow and evolve, you're going to end up, you know, wanting to be with someone who's not so stuck in their ways or different. And we got the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, so they're trying to integrate those thoughts and not allow them to control them. Seven of Cups. They see you as someone with a lot of options. I was going to say action and options at the same time, looking at the other cards that came through. We got the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Wands. Wow, you have a lot of heart. I just heard Bumblebee. Oh my God, I haven't seen Transformers in years. But Bumblebee from like the first Transformers, like everyone fell in love with Bumblebee because Bumblebee just had so much heart, and That's how they see you, as someone who's, you know, small but brave and beautiful, or someone who's young but has so much life and potential in you, ahead of you, everything. Like, they look at you and it's like looking into a portal of infinite possibilities and realities. They could see you in so many different realities, and you may see yourself in so many different realities. The bottom of the deck, we have the World card here. So they see you as the best, like I said, they could ever have, the best they've ever had. And as long as they can get through the intimidation, then you can have all of that with them. But let me tell you this, if this is a future partner, this is going to be someone where like someone who really sees you as there forever, and it's just not a question. And whatever it is a question, it's because of how they match up to this timeline. It's definitely not a you thing. It's like, I don't feel worthy. So as long as they can get over that, you'll be able to explore it. But I am loving this energy. I love to see this. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So someone who doesn't need to be led or programmed. There's like this energy of people wanting to take care of you and do for you, but also you not needing anyone. And you're naturally not needy, or it just keeps coming through as self-sufficient. We have the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Wands, which is kind of like Nine of Wands, the journey or a progression into this Queen of Wands energy. So it took you time and many phases and lessons and experiences to get you here, but now you're here, and they just see you as this beautiful entity. And I feel like this person really builds you up in their head. They really do. Like, a lot of this is like, okay, come on. But it's like, that's the thing. So many people like people because of how they make them feel, or, you know, like their energetic reaction to them kind of causes them to see reality differently. And that is so sacred and special and sought after, that if you get in a relationship with someone and they actually love you and accept you, it's something you will like never let go of, because it's so rare to meet someone who can be this way and create that world for you. Wow, we got the Two of Cups as well and the Wheel of Fortune. This person feels like they lucked out. This is like a casino jackpot win to them. You, that is, you are a casino jackpot win to them. They feel like they hit the lottery. They feel like you make them feel very rich, wealthy. Queen of Pentacles, again, so much feminine energy. The Earth Queen and the Queen of Fire we got, which is very interesting, because what I was getting from them before is King of Pentacles in reverse. It's like you guys are naturally aligned. We have a true pair here, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, but they don't feel worthy. They don't see themselves as the King of Pentacles. So that's very interesting. But we have the Hierophant. So you come across as wise beyond your years. And some people say stuff like that just to get you to do what they want you to do. But with you, that is how they see you. Genuinely. We have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Swords in reverse. You have this ability to actually leave situations. Like, if it's not serving you, you really will leave it. And that's something that really shocks them about you, because they also don't feel like, and that's the thing. So say this is like a older man who's rich, and you're a younger woman who is just, you know, living life and still growing your own abundance and things like that. When they, like in this example, when they would meet other young women, those women may have pursued them and made it so clear that they wanted their wealth. But with you having that detached energy, it's like, well, I actually don't have any value to this person. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's like, she doesn't need me for my money, or you don't need them for their resources, or you don't need them. And you are willing to leave people. They may even see you do it. You may leave a friendship while you're connected to this person, or disconnect from your family, or have, you know, some sort of ending happen in your, you know, your close circle, your inner circle. And that kind of spooks them. They're like, oh my God, it just makes them, they really feel like they could lose you. They feel like you're hard to control. We have the grief card. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And also, not only when you lose something do you actually like step away from it and release it, but you heal from it and are better than ever. And it's like, oh, no. We have the love card. I commit to the practice of seeing good in all things. So you're a naturally very optimistic person. You don't feel like if you lose someone, it's the end of the world, or, you know, like you won't ever find anyone like them. You have a very strong sense of self. This person thinks you're a rock star. They think you're so cool. And like I said, as long as they can get over their personal fears, it'll be fine. But you're going to cause like a spiritual awakening within this person in that way, because they're going to have to overcome, you know, their ideals around their true value. And they won't be able to center it around their money or whatever other people like about them, because it just doesn't matter to you. It's not that you don't think their job is cool or that, you know, they've put in the work. They're respectable, sure, but it really doesn't, it's not something that's going to keep you there if you don't want to be there. So they're going to have to connect with you in a heart space. And I feel like that's the truth with anyone who wants to get to know you these days and in the future. Like, if you want to get to know me, you're really going to have to connect with my heart, because if you want anything else, my resources, my life, my money, my body, it's going to be sayonara real quick. You don't hold space for those false connections anymore, or those, you know, temporary relationships of convenience, friendships of convenience. No way. And then we have humor. They really like your humor. They think you're funny. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life is what it says at the bottom of that card. And that's definitely talking about how they see that you're optimistic, but also how you have like seemingly a hot take or just something really funny to say in any situation. It's like you can make anyone laugh and you're a true comedian. Not afraid to embarrass yourself for a joke or to appear like, you know, not afraid to really go there for the joke and to be funny. So they love that. That's what I got for you guys, group 3. Super cool. I like this pile. My Etsy is below if you want a private tarot reading, and that is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you guys today. Talk to you soon. All right, if you chose group 4 with the Sodalite Crystal Point, this is your reading using the Witch's Tarot for you guys today to tap into your future person, your specific person, current romantic interest, your crush, whoever you set your intention for. We are going to see how they see you and what they like about you. So let's get to it, Spirit. This is for group 4 with the Sodalite. How do they see them? How do they receive group 4? How do they see their energy? I'm not going to take those two. Those just kind of fell over. But Taurus did come all the way out. Taurus is one of those very interesting signs. Like, Taurus is very work smarter, not harder. Will put in the effort when it matters to them. When it's something on their list of priorities, it'll get done. Or when it's something that matters to them or will benefit them, it'll get done. It is worth the energy. But Taurus also really loves comfort, food, luxury, to feel good. You know, positive stimulation. Taurus really enjoys that. And then we have Cancer here, which came out, which is, you know, your emotional body. Cancer is a mothering energy, a sign that's reserved, a little self-preserving. So they see you with someone who, when it matters to you, when it's benefiting your life, when it comes to what you like, you'll splurge. You like to enjoy, you like to live life, you want to be happy, you're emotionally connected to yourself, you know what you like, and you come across as someone who's aware of like your own shadow, or someone who is aware of your own, like whatever holds you back, you know it. So it's like someone may feel like they're tempting you. They may feel like they're, you know, swooning you, getting you to want them, be interested in them. And little do they know, you're aware of your own desires. So you know that someone's trying to convince you, and because you want it, you'll allow it. But once it's no longer in alignment with your desires, you will disconnect from it. So let's see, Spirit, show me how they see them. For group 4, we got Scorpio and water. So a lot of water sign energy, also a lot of mysterious energy. They see you as someone who's hard to, I just heard please, but hard to figure out, hard to understand. It's like they can't manipulate you. They can't manipulate you. You like to enjoy your life, and you do like to experience new and different things, and you like to enjoy life's pleasures or the pleasures of other people, but they can't get you hooked on them. If anything, you may mind F them, and it may turn into the opposite with the Scorpionic energy. Everyone just feels like Scorpio is this like pleasure obsessed, like dark lord of the night, which, I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say it's not true, but also Scorpio understands themselves. Not everyone can take their intensity, and they know this, you know, internally, but also through experience. So we have the water card here. You have a lot of water energy. Water also represents like the unconscious and the subconscious. So you kind of bring out people's hidden desires, and there's this energy of play, like, you know, there are certain clubs you can go to in certain states that are like where you can meet other people who are interested in what you're interested in, if you know what I mean, in a touchy-feely kind of way. Like Vegas, New York. There was another state I wanted to say. I know there's some in Chicago, but anyways, you get it. Yeah, tapping into your energy, you seem like someone who's very sensual and connected to your own desires, someone who likes to feel good. And then we have Aries coming out that cosmic womb of fire, the phoenix type of energy. You have this ability to recreate yourself, and that kind of is something that surprises them. I feel like you may look unassuming, or they may not, you may be mysterious with the Scorpionic energy. They may not see all of that at first glance, but there's so much depth to you, so much fire in you when it's something that applies to you, appeals to you, matters to you. So let's see what else we get. Spirit, for group 4. What do they like about them? What do they like about group 4? We got the bully that came out. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So you're someone who will call people out on their BS. If they're trying to be manipulating, or if they're trying to instill fear into you, you will call it out. Like, you will call a spade a spade. You will stand up for yourself. One thing about Aries is going to stand up for themselves. And Aries is going to speak their piece, and that is something that you do as well. And it's like, even if they're older than you or more successful than you, they can't manipulate you or get you to do what they want you to do, because there is no, you don't see them as, or anyone as better than you, or as someone who has something that you don't have, you can't have, or something that you want. Like, you don't allow someone's status in any way to intimidate you or make you feel like you need them. We have the beggar and the networker. The beggar says confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival. So you may not have had as many resources as people when you were growing up. You know, that's crazy. This actually reminds me of a download I got for one of my friends, and I delivered it to them. But the download was, Spirit was saying, I gave you an even tougher circumstance to do what you wanted to do, so that you could learn to really do it, and so you could see your own commitment to it, and so that you could, you know, stand 10 toes and what it is that you want and develop your character. And I told them that, and I was like, hey, I don't know how this applies. We actually hadn't talked for a while, but I did get this message, and Spirit told me to deliver it to you. And then they started telling me about how they've been really worried about saving money and wanting to pay off their debt. And they were like, but I have less resources now to spend to it. So it's like, you know, harder for me. And I'm like, well, how much have you been, you know, putting towards it? And they had been putting nothing towards it. And Spirit is, you know, was showing them, like, by making their circumstance even harder, how committed they truly were to doing it. Like, would you still do it even if it was hard to do? Or do you just want it handed to you? Do you want a handout? How much do you really want this? How much do you really believe that this is yours? Are you really going to do this even when it's not easy? So tapping into your energy, you know, you've had unfair or unsavory circumstances that have like transformed the heck out of you and really developed your character beyond of a lot of people, to the point where you don't have to depend on anyone, and you don't naturally depend on anyone. And it's not even coming from a space of not trusting people or feeling like people will show up for you, but that's just not your process. It's not how you work. This person knows that you're very independent. And then it says, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So you've developed your self-esteem, your compassion, your own humility through experience. And then we have the networker. So now it's like you can talk to anyone, you know, you've been at high points, you've been at low points. You can talk to, you know, someone on the street, and just like you could talk to someone just as eloquently that is a millionaire. And you don't treat them any differently. You treat all people with respect and dignity, and you're not gassing up someone if they're a celebrity, if they're a millionaire, regardless. Like, it's like, this is just a person. Enhances unity through the sharing of information, endangers social awareness and empathy, which is very interesting. Endangers social awareness and empathy. Because you've connected with so many people, you see straight through people. They like this about you because they feel like you have a good head on your shoulders and you're trustworthy. You're not someone that they have to worry about. You're not naive. But when it comes to other people's perspective, like, you may have experienced this being a negative thing on your journey because people may have felt exposed by you and then tried to get you out of the picture in some way. Like, for an example, if you ever had like a lazy manager, this is like, you don't even have to say that they're lazy. It's just the vibe. The vibe speaks for itself. They can tell that you don't respect them. You go around them. When there's an issue, you don't come to them. Other people, I'm not taking all those, but I will read them to you. Someone said, well, at least read them. I'll read the titles, but yeah, so you may have had like a manager, you know, and it's like, just the energy speaks for itself. Like, you don't go to them when you need help because you know that they're not going to do anything, whereas other people go to them and depend on them and then end up disappointed or end up getting fired because they didn't get their help, or because that manager was lazy, didn't do what they were supposed to do, and you're not someone who leaves any chance in that area. So you may have experienced tension because of that quality. But then we have the mystic. Revels in the intimate union with the divine. So you guys have a very strong sense of self. You're very pure. And it's so funny. I was actually listening to a, I don't know what you would call it, I guess a speech the other day. And the person was talking about how holy people seem to be scarier than, you know, the bad guys. And just that surrender, knowing that someone will surrender, a lot of people find it intimidating. It disrupts their reality. Like, so you're really just willing to lose it all or really go there? I don't know. There's like an intimidating quality with that. So we got the slave, the rebel, the goddess, the rescuer, the monk / nun, and the seeker. The monk nun is all about, you know, having that connection with the higher power and prioritizing it, and fasting or limiting yourself from having certain things so that you can maintain that relationship with spirit. Your relationship with spirit, God, the divine, is more important than any relationship with any person. And then the seeker, you seek out more information, more knowledge and wisdom through books and connecting with the higher power and other people. Your spiritual beliefs are also always evolving. We have the rebel and the slave. You'll do what you need to do. I'm going to read this one. Surrendering to your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. So you have this ability to just really let go, and it's scary to some people. And then we have the goddess and the rescuer. So a very strong feminine energy, someone to be respected, someone to be worshipped, and someone who can also and will help the next person. Let's see what else we get. We got the Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. You kind of seem destined for success. They see you as someone that they should have in their future. I'm hearing the song by Black Coffee. I forget what the name of the song is, but it's like, know that I won't slow down. There's like this energy of people feeling like if they don't attach to you, you're not going to slow down and they will really get left. So people, in order to be in your life, they have to also have a strong sense of self, and they have to be vulnerable, because if you're not vulnerable, you're gonna speed out of here and they will actually miss their chance. And if people don't think, if people call your bluff, they will be unfortunately wrong. How do they see them? What do they see with them? They see you as very ballsy, someone with a lot of like spiritual power and strength and courage. We have the Five of Cups and the Six of Wands. So you've definitely overcome some heartbreak. I feel like you guys may have tattoos, or I don't know why black hair is coming through so strong. Someone has tattoos and black hair. You're very intimidating. It's very scorpionic. You seem like you've been through a lot. You look like you've been through a lot, and it's not in a bad way. It's just like you look like you've lived a lot of life. There's a lot, you know, going on behind your eyes. We have the Temperance card and the Sun in reverse. So you may share like little bits and pieces of your story, and they may see like the sadness and they don't get it. How have you overcome these things? They may have a hard time believing it. The Sun, Temperance in reverse, and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's like people can sense that there's a lot going on in your inner world, and also they don't want to disturb that because they don't know exactly what it is. Like, people have a hard time committing to you, I feel, because they don't know if they have the ability to handle all that you are. All Scorpios kind of temper themselves a bit for other people. It's a consistent thing I see so often. Like, whenever a Scorpio talks about what's really on their mind, it's like, dang, I can't be dark. I can't be, you know, like crappy sometimes. I always have to be on some love and light. Like, I can't even be myself, so I'd rather not say anything. I'm just going to hide it and keep my innermost thoughts to myself because no one can accept it anyways. So we have the Five of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Some way, somehow, you're thriving. You still seem to be in alignment with prosperity, financial abundance, wealth. And it's just like, man, at some point in your life, I feel like all of the odds were really against you. Like, I feel like a lot of people didn't really believe in you. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. So, and then we have the Five of Cups, 5, 5, 5. You got a lot of repeating fives in your spread. You may be constantly recreating yourself, and they're intimidated by that as well. Your ability to constantly recreate yourself, and the fact that you actually do. You choose growth versus stagnancy and staying the same. Like, it makes them feel like if they're going to be with you, they have to match that energy to some degree, and that can be kind of intimidating. Three of Pentacles in reverse. It genuinely seems like no one can ever fully understand you spiritually as well, or like you're a different kind of being. It really does seem like you're connected with higher powers or higher information that not a lot of people have access to. Like they see you as hiding things, a lot of things, how you really feel, who you really are, what's really going on in your head, your connection to spirit, what you know. You may like talk in like parables or hide a lot, and this person notices and they want to know more, but they're also kind of scared to know more, because it's like once you know, you can't unknow it. So we have the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Hermit in reverse. Tapping into their energy, they don't want anyone else, but they also don't feel like they can have you. With the Hermit in reverse, it's kind of like your energy is elusive. I feel like you guys may have a Scorpio or Aquarius Venus, maybe even a Virgo Venus. Virgos can be hard to kind of pin down in love sometimes too. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Like the underlying energy or what's hidden is Queen of Pentacles. You have a lot that you know and a lot of access and a lot of wisdom and power, but they don't know if they can be that way as well. Like going back to you having this ability to talk to anyone and relate to anyone, they don't like that you have the ability to move in worlds that they don't. So if you've ever been like, you know, homeless or friends with someone who experienced that, or if you treat them like, you know, anyone else and you've ever talked to them, this person, they don't want to awkwardly seem like, they don't want to seem like a bad person because they're not willing to do that, because they have their own judgments, and they also don't feel completely comfortable doing that because they haven't lived that life or experienced it. So it's very intimidating. They don't like that you have this ability to talk to and fit in certain places that they don't, and they also don't feel like they match up. So it kind of like makes them question themselves as a person and feel kind of like they're not on your level. And then we have acceptance and worry. Acceptance says, I am learning to accept things that I cannot change. So I feel like this is their energy, but also your energy. Like one of the bigger lessons that you really had to learn to surrender to and accept the things that you can change or control, and move through them, and also be in flow and allow what needs to be processed or happen and process. And then we have worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So this person, you know, even though they know that you love them or care about them, they know that you have the ability to survive without them, and that with that Scorpionic energy, you will get through it and you will process it and you will move on, and that really intimidates them. So this is a mix of intimidation and admiration. Your reading. That's what I got for you guys. My Etsy is below if you want a private tarot reading, and that is where you can find me. But that is what I got for you guys today, and I'll talk to you soon.